everyone, it's Jennifer from Fiberflux. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this absolutely beautiful pumpkin fluff cowl. This is so beautiful and seasonal and fun to make, and I cannot wait to show you how to make it. So we're going to make this cowl today with some very easy stitches. This is simply a long loop, and you can wear it long, like a long scarf, but because it's a loop, it won't fall off. Or you can kind of give it a little twist and double it up to make a cozy cowl up around your neck. Now we're going to use some very simple stitches, and it's actually crocheted as a long rectangle, and we're going to seam it. So super, super easy, very easy stitches. Now you can find the full written pattern over at the blog. You can get the full video tutorial today with me. We're going to go through it step by step, and you can also get the ad-free pattern PDFs over in my Ravelry shop and my Etsy shop. All the links can be found down below for all of those things. Now before we get started, be sure and hit that subscribe button to get all the latest Fiberflux video updates. I share full project tutorials like this one, stitch tutorials, vlogs, roundups, and sometimes we just chat about crochet. I also do some crochet alongs throughout the year as well. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, be sure and hit it and get all the latest Fiberflux video updates. Also new to the Fiberflux world is the Fiberflux knitting channel. If you've ever been curious about knitting or want to brush up on your skills, that channel is a great place to check out and a wonderful resource. So the link can be found down below for Fiberflux knitting as well. So let's jump in and learn how to crochet this gorgeous fall cowl. Okay, let's take a closer look at this beautiful cowl. Now, like I showed before, it's a big long loop, but you can kind of give it a little twist and double up and make it into like a cozier cowl as well. Now the finished piece is about a 60-inch circumference, so it's nice and generously sized, and it's about 9 inches wide. We're going to learn how to customize the cowl too later on in the video if you want to make it a little smaller or make it larger or narrower and wider as well. Okay, so let's jump in and talk about the supplies next. For this project, you're going to need a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, a tape measure is super helpful too in case you want to change up the sizing. We're going to talk about the multiples in just a minute. For our hook, we're going to be using a 5mm hook. This is my Furls in the matte navy in case you'd like to get one of your own. And then let's talk about this beautiful yarn. This is, I have 2 balls of this. This is called Alpaca Cloud from Laughing Hens. This is a newer yarn that's out, and special thanks to them for sending me this. I am going to use 2 balls of this in the, they call this the 093 colorway, the Sandstorm Orange. And I thought it was just the perfect pumpkin fluff color, so I couldn't resist making a pumpkin fluff cowl with this. So each ball of this is 164 yards, and I'm going to use 2 balls of this. So a total of 328 yards altogether. Also, it's 150 meters if you want to use meters instead. That's a total of 300 meters for this. And again, 2 balls of this. Now, I'm going to go with the recommended hook size. If we look on the label here, they do recommend the US 5mm H crochet hook. So we are going to go with the recommended hook size. And if you need to substitute yarn, just look on your yarn label for a yarn that recommends this H hook and you'll be just fine. And a similar yardage, again, 328 yards of that. If you'd like to get some of this yarn and see some of the other yarns from Laughing Hens, I'll put the link down below and you can check that out as well. So let's jump in and get started on our pumpkin fluff cowl. So our starting chain, we're going to do a chain of 34 to start. That's going to get the width of the cowl that we want. However, if you need to change the width, if you need to make it wider or narrower in order to scale it and keep the same stitch sequence, it's a multiple of 3 plus 1. All the information that I'm going to say for this pattern can be found up here, but again, a multiple of 3 plus 1 if you'd like to change the sizing of your cowl. Okay, so what we're going to do is leave a little bit of a tail to weave in later. And we're going to put a slip knot on our hook. Wrap the yarn around your fingers to make a loop. Bring the yarn behind the loop, reach in with your hook, bring up a loop, and tighten. Okay? Then, like I said before, we're going to do a starting chain of 34. Again, 3 plus 1 multiple if you need to change it. So to make a chain, wrap the yarn around the hook and just bring it through the loop. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 33, and 34. Okay, so here's our starting chain. This will give you somewhat of an idea of the width of the shawl. Again, if you need to adjust it, just use that multiple that we talked about earlier for your starting chain. Okay, so let's move on to row 1. For row 1, what we're going to do is in the 4th chain from the hook. The loop on our hook does not count. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. That 4th chain from the hook. We're going to work a double crochet and a single crochet, okay? So to make a double crochet, wrap the yarn around the hook, insert the hook into that chain, and bring up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on the hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops. And then in the same chain, you'll work a single crochet. So to make a single crochet, insert the hook into that same chain and bring up a loop. This time you'll have 2 loops on the hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through both loops, okay? Just like that. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to skip 2 chains, and then we're going to do the same thing in the next chain. So work a double crochet, just like we did before, and in the same chain, a single crochet, okay? And then we're just going to repeat this sequence all the way across, okay? So once again, chain 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to skip 2 chains, and in the chain after that, we're going to do the same thing. Double crochet and single crochet, all in the same chain. Chain 2, 1, 2. Then skip 2 chains, and in the chain after that, work a double crochet. And then in the same chain, single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 chains, in the chain after that, work a double crochet. In the same chain, work a single crochet, okay? Super easy, and we're getting some pretty texture already. All right, once again, chain 2, 1, 2, skip 2 chains, in the chain after that, work a double crochet, and in the same chain, work a single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and in the chain after that, work a double crochet. In the same chain, work a single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 chains, 1, 2, in the chain after that, double crochet, and in the same chain, work a single crochet. And again, we're just doing this all the way across the row. Chain 2, skip 2 chains, in the chain after that, work a double crochet. In the same chain, work a single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 chains, in the next chain, work a double crochet. In the same chain, work a single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 chains, and in that last chain, do the same thing. Work a double crochet, and then a single crochet, all in the same chain, okay? So row 1 is complete. We've sort of set up our stitches, and it looks very pretty, okay? Let's move on to row 2. For row 2, what we're going to do this time, this is the row that you'll repeat for the rest of your piece, okay? So we're going to learn this row 2, and then that's what you'll repeat. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn our work, okay? All right, next we're going to skip that single crochet from the previous row, and in the double crochet from the previous row, we're going to do the same thing we did before. Work a double crochet into that stitch, and then work a single crochet into that same stitch, okay? Chain 2, then you're going to hop over that single crochet from the previous row, and in the double crochet from the previous row, work the same thing. Double crochet and a single crochet, just like that, okay? So you can see how this is sort of stacking on top of one another. All right, once again, chain 2, skip over that single crochet, and in the double crochet, do the same thing. Double crochet, whoops, I dropped my stitch. I'll just redo that. So double crochet, single crochet, chain 2, okay? Hop over that single crochet, and in the double crochet, work a double crochet, single crochet, and chain 2, okay? Same thing, skip over the single crochet, and in the double crochet, you're going to work a double crochet into that, and a single crochet into the same stitch. Chain 2, hop over that single crochet, and in the double crochet from the previous row, same thing. Double crochet and single crochet, just like that. Chain 2, skip over that single crochet, and in the double crochet, work a double crochet and a single crochet. Chain 2, skip over the single crochet, and in the double crochet, work a double crochet into that and a single crochet into that same stitch, and chain 2. Skip over the single crochet, and in the double crochet, work a double crochet into that and a single crochet, and chain 2. All right, same thing. Skip over the single crochet, and in the double crochet, work a double crochet into that and a single crochet into the same stitch, and chain 2. All right, here we are at the end, and the same thing. We're going to skip over that single crochet, and in that double crochet, do the same thing. Work a double crochet right into that and a single crochet right into the same stitch, okay? And we are at the end of the row. So it looks very pretty. It has a little bit of an open look, which I think makes, kind of highlights that fluffy yarn. So what we're gonna do is keep working row 2 over and over and over again until the cowl is as long as you would like it to be. Now you can make this so that you can wrap the cowl around your neck once, so it's just kind of like a ring, or you can keep going and make it nice and long and be able to wrap it twice around your neck or hang a little bit longer and looser, okay? So keep going until your cowl has the circumference you want it to be. I'm going to keep working until I've used both of my yarn balls. And then when we rejoin, we're going to do a little bit of finish work with our tails, and we're going to seam the ends in together, okay? So keep repeating row 2. If you need to back up the video, you can do that as many times as you need to, or use the slow motion feature in YouTube as well if you need to see it slowed down a little bit more, okay? So keep repeating row 2, and we'll rejoin in just a minute. All right, just working that last stitch of our row, and look how beautiful. So what we want to do now is I have just a tiny bit of yarn. I worked until the yarn was almost all the way gone, but just enough just to seam it up, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the yarn around the hook and just pull it all the way through. And that way we have our nice long tail for seaming. And then just kind of pull that snug. Now I'm going to grab my tapestry needle next because, and actually I can cut this down a little bit. You want about 24 inches, okay? So this is probably a little much. We're going to take our 2 ends, make sure they're not twisted up, and we're going to sandwich them together, okay? So we can scoot that out of the way, and we're going to grab our yarn tail and just thread it on. Okay, so sandwich these edges together. You can crochet the edges together too. Because it's a little bit open, I wanted to have a little bit more control over it. So I'm going to sew them, all right? So we're just going to go into both layers and we're just going to do a whip stitch. And all a whip stitch is when you go and make a spiral through your work, and it's pretty invisible, okay? So we're just going to work a whip stitch all the way across, and because we're using our yarn tail, it will blend in and you won't see anything, okay? So go ahead and work your whip stitch all the way across, and when we rejoin, we'll do a little bit of finish work and weave in some ends and check out our handiwork and everything that we've done. Now, I will say, whenever you're seaming something, to go in about an inch or two, and then you're going to open your work up and just make sure that everything looks nice and neat. You don't want to go all the way across and have to pull it all apart. So just make sure you're kind of on the right track with everything and make sure your edges are nice and lined up all the way across. So keep going with your whip stitch and we'll rejoin in just a minute. All right, just coming up to the edge with our stitch. I'm just going to put that last stitch in there, and then what you can do is bring it almost all the way through till there's a loop. Send your needle through that loop and it'll just create an easy little knot at the end. Now this is reversible, so now the fabric that we made is reversible, but now that we have a seam, this is now the inside of the work technically, although it's very invisible and you can kind of wear it however you want. But while we have this threaded, go ahead and weave this end in. Go in one direction with your tail, come back in the other direction, just kind of going in the middle of those plies, just like that, okay? Now you can give it a little snip, and then any other tails that you see, go ahead and weave those in too. I have one here, and then I have one down there where I joined new yarn. So go ahead and weave those in. Okay, all of our ends are woven in and it looks so beautiful. You can wear this as a long loop like a scarf, but because it's a loop, it won't fall off. Or you can give it a little twist and kind of double up and make it extra cozy. So I hope you enjoyed this project. It's so fun and seasonal to wear. And that is how you crochet the Pumpkin Fluff Crochet Cowl. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiberflux video updates. Happy crocheting, everyone!